Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realnesss with three S's, also streaming on Entertainment in Color. I am your host, Untitled Francis, with my amazing co-host, Tamika Francis. How are you today, Tamika? And are you excited
Um,
to
I
get
am
back?
so excited for a summer of love.
Summer of Love is right. And so, yes, you guessed it. We are back to start first off with Love Island UK season 8, episode 1 and 2. We're going to recap for you right now. And this is the beginning of the summer for me because then we know that Bachelorette is coming up. Then probably Bachelor in Paradise is coming up. Then Love Island US is coming up. So, our summer of love is beginning tonight. So,
Yeah.
what do you feel so far about the season? Just maybe your overall thoughts of these last two episodes.
I will say, I thought last season started off slow. This season starts off slower.
I will agree with you.
I don't know. I was like, so I was actually excited for the cast. I thought, last season I was a little confused. There were a little bit too many blondes. And so I was, I couldn't like differentiate between them. So I thought the cast was a little more multicultural like this season. I was excited. I really think that public vote that they did, wrong move.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm totally on to the same page as you. Before we get into that, let's just talk about the new cast that we're going to be sharing our summer with. So we start off the season, we learn that there's 57 cameras and there's a brand new villa. Now, did you hear if the villa is also still in Spain or if it's somewhere else?
It's in Majorca.
Mallorca?
Majorca.
Majorca, but it's bigger and better, apparently. I mean, it does look great, but doesn't look that much different than I remember it to have looking.
Yeah, it looks very similar to last season. I'm so whatever they did, it feels like they just moved everything over to the new villa.
Right?
It was weird. But I had read or heard that the villa last year was a little small, and I think that's why they had to move it this year.
Okay, fine, but like there's not that many of them. Like maybe they want to have more people in there at the same time, so having more beds I guess could be a thing. So maybe
I mean, the
that's why.
dressing room though looks smaller. Is it me? Like the dressing room this season looks smaller than last season, which was still small.
Yeah, I didn't even register it. Like I don't even remember what this new one looks like yet. I didn't clock it. I did
Yeah.
not. So we meet some of the new contestants here. Personally, none of them really stood out that much to me. I thought that India, black woman, I thought she was gorgeous. She looked like she's fun. She has her septum pierced. Like I was interested to see the vibe that she was going to bring. Another black woman that they had joining the original cast is Amber, and Amber is also very stunning. And I'm like, yay, okay, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with their love.
Right.
And we will get to it, but I don't know if either of them are going to be lucky in love this season. What were your hopes for India and Amber?
I was actually their ITMs a little bit dropped early. Looked through those, was kind of really excited for both of them. And then I, started going through their social media pages. India to me really already was coming in as having it personally. Just she has that little bit of difference that I think really kind of stands out. The like little blonde streaks in her hair, and like you said, the piercings. And I think her body is really, really beautiful. And then Amber, just she's pretty, like very, very pretty. And then it was so funny to find out she was a nanny, because you wouldn't think it just from her photos. So yeah, I was really excited for them, just based on their videos, and like to see where they were looking, like what they were looking for in love. I was excited for Tasha as well, when I found out that she was deaf,
Hmm.
because I was like, oh, how are they going to do that? But it is good to know that she does seem to have most of her hearing, which is good, because I was
From
concerned.
the ear implant. I can't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
cochlear. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's an ear implant that she said that she has. So she has a little bit of hearing now in her one ear. I think she said it was her right ear. So yeah, I totally agree. So the first two people that were in the villa was India and Paige. Now, what's really interesting, like I think every single person is beautiful. So like this is just me talking about trying to differentiate between everybody. So Paige is a beautiful woman. India is a beautiful woman. They're talking, they're excited, they're opening up their champagne. And is it just me, or do you not know who the difference between Paige and Gemma? Because I'm like, they to
Oh,
me
absolutely
look
no.
the
Yeah, yeah.
same.
Absolutely no. The first episode, even a little bit the second episode, I was still kind of like, okay, who is Davide talking? Okay, oh wait, okay, so it's Paige. I'm like,
Like I can tell now because of their
yeah,
personalities, but looks wise, I'm like, okay, I'm
yeah,
not really sure. They're not so distinctive that like I'm like, oh, I know that's that who that person is, and I know who that person is, which is really
yeah,
funny.
yeah, no. I don't know how they do that. Like, how is it that they find so many similar looking people for this show? It's so weird.
No idea. But Paige is a paramedic, which I think is cool. So, that's a lot of schooling. I know some paramedics here in Ontario that like their job is very, very hard. So I think that's very impressive at 24 to be doing that.
Yeah.
It's pretty wow, I would say. India, what does India do? Oh, she works at a hotel as a hotel waitress in London. She's only 23 as well. So, I mean, I'm happy that they're in their 20s, but I still wish that everybody was a little bit older, especially our youngin Gemma, who is 19. I think 19 might be a bit too young. I know that Molly May was 19 and Tommy was 19, and so they were on the show. And I'm not even saying that they're more immature or anything like that, or that I can specifically tell, but I don't know. It just feels to me a little bit icky watching a show with an 18-year-old like doing sex positions, or 19-year-old. Like
Yeah.
it just seems a little bit icky for me. I'm more than twice her age.
Yeah, and to be fair, like Molly May and Tommy coupled up together like almost immediately. And I don't even know, I don't even think there was any like really older guys on their season
Mm.
that would have come into play. Like, the games, okay, because people play those games in college. I get it. But I think the ick factor here is that Davide is so much older than Gemma, and that's who she set her sights on. And
Yeah, like we have to still remember she's still a teenager. She's
yeah,
19.
yeah, yeah.
And when I was 19, we had OAC in Ontario, and that was a grade 13. So I was still in high school when I was 19.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that, she's on the show, and it's a very adult show, like even when we're watching it, it says like this is for adult viewers.
Yeah.
It just seems to me that she might be a little bit too young. She's born in what, like 2002, 3? Like,
Um, I think my daughter might be a year older than her. My daughter's 20. So
yes,
either she's turning 20 this year, unless she's
your
turning
daughter's
20,
still older.
she's 2003 then. My daughter would be older. So yeah, I'm not sure that this, personally, I think it's the biggest factor is the drinking factor.
Well, I mean, you're allowed to drink at 18 in the UK. So,
Right. But also then you have older men, you're playing a lot of
hmm.
sexual I just feel like it just, you could be compromised, and not to say that that's what these guys would do, or it just, I just would worry about that in
Yeah,
totality.
I totally agree with you that, like, yes, she's a legal drinking age and she's a legal age of consent, but when it comes to her, maybe she can probably still count how many times she's had alcohol or been drunk or been having to handle herself in a situation where she was a little bit intoxicated with a man that's much older than her. Like, she hasn't been in many of those situations, and so I am worried for her a little bit, just for the fact that she's significantly younger than the men for sure,
Right.
and just feel as though she's young in general.
And even in USA, I felt, what's her name, who was 21 when she came on the show, um
Alana?
the um the college
Alana?
girl that came through, what do you call
Which
that,
season?
Casa Amor, season 3 of USA. So Isabel, I think she was 21 or just about to turn 21. She was still in
I don't remember
college.
who Isabella is right
Yeah,
now.
she's long black hair, very pretty. She was trying to get Corey. And I felt like even then, Corey's 29
Oh,
and she
yes.
was 20, 21. And I just felt like it just, so I understood when he didn't choose her, because she was very upset that he didn't choose her. But to me, it made sense for him not to choose her, because I don't feel like she was in any way old enough for him to like pursue an actual relationship. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
if Davide even knows how old Gemma is, because the way he was saying things, I'm looking for a relationship. I've done the dating thing. This is about a serious relationship for me. If that is true, I'm not sure that Gemma is the person he should be going for.
So we got some people joining us. So hi, Jelly Donut. We also have Dan. Hello, hello. Hi, Carlos. How are you doing? Natalie is here. Okay, so this wasn't even a rumored cast. I'm not to believe these rumors until the cast is announced next season. Are we talking about for this? Was there a different rumored cast? Or are you talking about something else differently entirely? How can you watch these episodes from the US? We've both been watching them on Twitch. If you message either of us on Instagram, we can let you know where we're watching them on Twitch. I would think that they'd make them be at least 21. Exactly. Like, it's just a little bit young. It's a little bit. Yeah, to be honest, not cute. Yeah, they're just different stages of their lives, 21 versus 29. Yeah, exactly. It's so different. Like, when I was 19, I was still in high school. When I was 23, I moved to Montreal. Like, it's just like, and then when I was 29, I was still in Montreal. I decided to go like back to university. Like, there's so much I've done in that time span in those 8 years that, like, I've lived a life fully. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree that she may be a little bit too young. So yeah, we learned that Tasha, she is a model. She's 23. She's the contestant that is completely deaf, which is, I like the fact that they have some diversity here with, abilities, disabilities. I think that that's a really positive direction that they're going. They don't have any real body, differences or variety, but I guess they're expanding a little bit. So I'm happy that they're doing a little bit of that. Amber, as we talked about already, 24. She is from London. She's a nanny. Um, I found it funny though that India is already just judges the outfits. Like, she's worried about what people are going to be wearing, worrying about their shoes, worrying about their clothes, and so
And
I put
and I
a
have a theory about that, because even though she says she's a waitress, I really feel like she's more of an influencer based on what I was looking at on her IG page. She seems if she's not an influencer, she's very into fashion. So that made sense to me that that's what she's judging. She also seems very heady, but we'll get back and we'll get to that
very
later.
sorry, what?
Like, I call it heady, so like somebody who is consistently always in their headspace, and you don't ever know like what they're really thinking or feeling because they hold it back.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
When I think of heady, that I usually think of that they're really smart and
yeah,
like they're not able to connect with people intellectually, but you kind of think of you use that differently. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. And then we learned Gemma that we talked about a little bit. She's 19. She is an international dressage, which is she dances on horses. I've never heard of this before, but interesting. And she likes her men like she likes her horses, tall and dark. And I was just like, do you even know what you like? How do you know
No,
what you like?
I
The
hate
boys
I
of high
hate that
school, you don't have
verbiage.
variety here.
Yeah, I hate that verbiage. Oh, I like my man dark. What does that mean? Because I don't
I
see you
mean, I
talking to
do
the
like
black
tall, dark,
men.
and handsome myself, not gonna
Right.
lie. I mean, I like the tall. The 6'4" plus is what I usually like. Dark, as in tan skin, dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin, olive and shades and darker usually,
Right.
and handsome. Well, what I find handsome. So I do say that.
Yeah.
Are you mad at me?
No, I hate that. I hate when they use it on this show because to me, I'm like, okay, so why are the darker skinned men? You're not even like you're not
Yeah, looking
looking
at.
at
That's
them.
true. I mean, okay, though they would be included in my tall, dark, and handsome.
Right, right.
Like, fair. I see what you're saying. So we have Laura Whitmore come back. She is the host that both of us are not that excited about. There was rumors that she was going to maybe be replaced. I was like, I didn't think it was going to actually happen because Ian, her fiance, I don't know if her husband actually, yeah, they're married, I think.
They're married now. Yeah.
Is the narrator and the voice of Love Island. So I feel like at this point they're a package deal. I think Ian is a really, really big staple of the show. I think he's funny. And so I can see him being like, hey, if you want me, you have to have my wife at this point, just because
Yeah.
he is such an integral part of the show.
Yeah.
So
Which I
Laura
found
Whitmore is back.
Yeah, which I found funny that she was so offended because Rachel from last season said that well, of course she's staying. She basically got the job because Ian's her man, and that's why she's still on the show. And and she got so offended about it. But I you're not a good host.
Yes, Carlos, melanin for the win. I love melanin. That's what when I say dark, I'm talking about melanin for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mean just hair color. Hi, Jessica. Jessica is here.
Hi,
So they say dark,
Jessica.
tall, dark, and handsome. They mean brown hair and olive skin features because they definitely don't mean black. I have to agree. Strongly agree here, Jessica. Yes, it's true. So this is where we learn about the new twist of the season. So all the women gather together and Laura explains to them it's not going to be like usual seasons. Instead of the men coming out and the women would step forward for who they were interested in or the ones that they were interested in the guy. This time it's going to be left into the hands of the audience. So why do you think they made this change? And you already started to say that you didn't think it works. So why do you not think it worked?
On Friday at like midday, or I don't even know if it was like midday. It might have been in the morning, but I don't know what time it was in London. There was a tweet sent out, oh, go vote to match up the couples. I feel like somebody was like in a room somewhere was like, you know what would be a good idea? Like last minute, let's just have the audience pair them up. And I'm just like, what were you thinking? Like it was not well thought out because
No.
as people who have well thought it out mentioned, they should have allowed everybody to pick who they wanted.
Yeah.
And done the twist at the end. Sorry guys, you don't get to stay with who you chose. The audience picked for you guys, so you gotta swap each other. But then we would have at least seen who these people gravitate towards. We have no
Absolutely.
idea.
That's my problem that I have with this new twist is that instead they're in a couple with somebody that they're not interested in and making it work, and not like wanting to, they're hoping that people will step on each other's toes because like, oh, like I actually like that person, but they're coupled up with that person, so if I try to get with that person, it's going to create some drama. Like, I'm not sure why they did it, because what I mean, maybe it's because maybe people were offended when nobody would step forward for them. So usually the melanin for the win skinned folks didn't have people stepping forward for them. And so maybe that was to erase that from happening, or erase like these really apparent biases towards who people are stepping forward for. I'm not exactly sure why they did it, but all I can say, it doesn't work. And all I can also say is, why can't they find people in the United Kingdom that likes all sorts of people? Like,
Right.
they don't have a preference. They literally have dated multiple backgrounds, multiple ethnicities, or at least gone to school with multiple, like, just had in your environment, instead of it's seemingly people that are not from necessarily big cities that don't have experience with people that don't look exactly like them. Because
I
that,
agree
I
there.
think, is what the biggest problem is that the people they choose might look diverse, but they don't have diverse tastes. And that is what I think is failing them if they're trying to look like a diverse show.
Right.
So,
I mean, because we do end up like Casa More time where people do want, you know, those people. So why is it you can't get those people up front? Why is it all those people who are open to dating more people are just stuck in like Casa More or coming at the end? It's very, very unfortunate at this point, but this was not the fix. This was not the fix.
yeah, this Dan is agreeing here. So Dan says, I think that the only reason why they made the change is probably because so the black people wouldn't get picked last every time. But then also the audience puts the black people together, assuming that every black person is attracted to every black person. Like,
Yeah.
you still need to be attracted to that person just because you share, like, potentially share like a background or ethnicity, we'll say. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to be really into them. So also that, to me, I wasn't a big fan.
No, I definitely would not have paired Ikenna and India together. I can understand the Amber and Dami pairing. I still probably wouldn't have put them together either.
Well, would you reverse it?
Would I reverse it? I don't necessarily. A tweet came out about Dami that makes me kind of not trust him. So I
Is
don't know
it
if I
is it
would.
I was gonna say, is it the tweet? Because people, well, there's an article in the Sun that talks
Mhm.
about the fact that he didn't let he didn't let Amber have her side of the bed, and they rock paper scissors for it, and they thought that he wasn't being chivalrous with
Oh, that
like.
pissed me off so much. That was a separate subject. That pissed me off. I'm like, she's a woman. She gets to choose. Like, how? Okay, anyway.
Well,
But
do you know what
no,
though?
no,
Okay,
no.
I'm gonna give him one for that point though. One little benefit of the doubt is that I
Yeah.
had a guy that I was dating that was very chivalrous, and he would
Mhm.
always make sure that he walked on the outside of the street. So if we're walking on the sidewalk, he had to walk next to where the road was, or like bed wise, he would always want to sleep next to the door. And so there were certain things that he were a must have for him,
Okay.
but that was for him to be chivalrous, and that's what he was taught growing up. So
Got it.
maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he wanted to make sure that he slept closest to the door to protect her.
Okay. Well, we could give him that. This is the
And then
thing.
he sleeps on the inside
And
next
then
to the wall.
there was a tweet apparently from somebody in Ireland that said, oh, how they're gonna have to support their friend who doesn't date black women while they pretend to couple up with the most popular black woman on the show just to stay on the show.
Okay, that's annoying, obviously, but that is, you still, even black people, you want to get black people that date everybody as well. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, just
Right.
because.
So that's why I was saying, like, I'm not, I think India and him, great looking couple, they potentially could spark something. I would just be afraid. I think it might be for them to, it might have been better that they didn't couple up right away together, because I think they both might work for it if they really are into each other. I just don't know what either of them are looking for, truthfully.
And you're talking about India and
And
Ikenna.
Dammy.
And
India,
Dammy.
India and Dammy.
Okay, so since they're not together right now, you think that that's what the switch is going to happen?
Yeah. Now, I think he likes white women.
I don't even know who he dates, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the vibe of the black woman that he would be dating. You know, I'm not sure.
He's like, oh, I don't have a type, but they just have to have a big bum, and I'm like, okay, I'm not.
Okay. So let's talk about some of these guys when they came in. So we have Dammy. He's 26. He's a microbiologist from Dublin. So it's really funny because the Dublin accent sounds so Canadian sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, he sounds Canadian. I can hear it, but like, no, then it's Irish. But I like that he is a microbiologist, so you know he's a smart guy. What do you think about a lot of content from the first episode and the second episode had to do with the heart-shaped birthmark on his penis? If I'm allowed to say that on YouTube.
I'm sure you can, but not the other one.
I guess that is like the medical term.
Right. I mean, I guess cool party trick. He seems to want to pull it out to show it to people, which is
like, are we going to see it on the show?
He says people keep asking him, and I'm like, but just because they're asking, do you have to pull it out at parties? Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand either, but I want to do a count now to see if every episode there'll be at least one mention of his heart-shaped birthmark on his penis. And, and if that's the case, we will have to mention it at least once each episode recap.
Yeah. That would be funny.
So he is paired with from the audience with Amber, who we mentioned. I think they aesthetically look good together, but just because they share a culture doesn't mean that they're going to get along, but we'll see what happens. Next up is Liam. He's 22. He is from, what does he do? Oh, he's a student from Newport, South Wales. Do you think he's good looking? I thought he was okay.
Liam's okay. Is it Liam and Andrew?
You're not Leo. I find like Liam and Luca look the same to me.
Well, two of them look the same, and I'm just like, wait, who is who again? The only one that I know for sure is Luca. I think he had more facial hair, so when he got paired with Paige, I was like, okay, well at least he has a little facial hair, because she said she liked facial hair. And Luca seems like a little funny. Like he has
well, the reason why I know who Liam is because the audience pairs him up with Gemma, and Gemma is not into this man at all. Like, not at all. Not at all. And I feel really bad for Liam because he is 22, and like, she to me seems a little bit kind of snobby, and we're probably talking a little bit more about how I feel like she's going to get dumped pretty quickly because she doesn't really have that great of a personality so far. It could be because she's young, could be because she's putting up a little bit of a mask just because she wants to appear a certain way, but she's not really engaging, in my opinion. She doesn't seem fun to me. She doesn't really have the banter, in my opinion. And so I don't know if people are going to keep her around that long, because if you look at Molly May, she was the same age, but she was very fun, very engaging, very likable, very flirty. And so I can understand why a lot of people were interested in her. So Gemma and Liam,
it's not
going to work.
she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna say whatever comes out of my mouth," and and that's her shtick right now. I don't necessarily think it's working. She's like basically got the audience divided, like half of them, and I don't think it's divided in a phase sort of way. I think it's just divided because. First of all, you're 19. You shouldn't be on the show. Second of all, like then we don't like your personality kind of way, which sucks for her.
So next up is Ikenna. So we learned that he's kissed 15 to 20 women in the same night. Ooh. He's a pharmaceutical sales rep. He's 23 years old from Nottingham. India did not seem happy with that selection because the audience chose for her to be with Ikenna. And he was wearing Crocs, and she noticed these Crocs and wasn't interested in the Crocs at
I
all.
thought she liked the Crocs. I thought she liked the Crocs.
Not in the beginning, though, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody said something about the Crocs, but
yeah, I think it was somebody else who said something. Oh, he's wearing Crocs. She's like, oh, see, I like the Crocs.
No, I think that was later. I think it was the second time, or maybe that was after. But when immediately,
but I thought she didn't like his shorts.
She definitely doesn't like his shoes later.
Yeah.
I think someone said something about the Crocs at some point. Anyways, I could be making it up. Who knows? Maybe I was just noticing them.
Yeah.
So Carlos says, I think that they may have limited themselves to try to get certain looks, archetypes, as opposed to people and experience. True. I think that they are failing on the show for the fact that they are not actually trying to get people that are interested in each other. I think if they use that as a measure as to who they're bringing on the show with the hopes that everybody is interested in everybody. Imagine if every single person liked every single person and was interested in every single person. But you had maybe a connection more with one person over the other, but like two people have a really good connection with the same. I feel like it would create more of the drama that they're looking for when you know that half the house or half the villa is not going to be interested in half the people there. It's really kind of limited to A, the experiences of the people that are playing or on the show, and B, for our experience as well. Like, I'm kind of getting tired of the Black people not really having an opportunity to find love and success in love on the show. Do we have any couples left right now?
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, the couple that went the farthest was Mike and Priscilla.
Yeah, but they're dunzos.
And they're done.
Most recently, obviously, Tyler and Kaz broke up.
Yeah.
They didn't make a year.
But I don't necessarily feel like that was more the fans than
Fair. Yeah. But So Jessica says exactly, the show doesn't want to fix the issue. Do two background checks to know who these people actually date and not just what they tell you. Exactly. They're going to say whatever they want to get on the show.
Right.
Exactly. So I feel like India is trying, but Ikenna is not. I think that they're all just kind of young, because how old is India? She is, she's young. So she's 23 and Ikenna is 23 as well. Yeah. 23-year-old guys. I used to date 20-year-old guys when I was in high school, right? Like that's the level of maturity that I think of a 23-year-old guy is like, I'm mature enough at 16.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think with Ikenna, he's just I just think he's just not sure who likes him. So he's just kind of just sitting by, wait. And this is what I found talking to guys. They want women now to come to them. They want you to show interest. They want you to like show how into them you are, because it makes it easier for them to know who likes them, who doesn't. That's what I've been told.
And I've heard that as well. And I think it's actually, in my opinion, damaging to the natural social order. It's like men traditionally are creatures of prey. They want to get their like I feel like it does offset the balance when a woman does like a traditionally male role. We obviously anything can work, anything can happen. I'm not saying this is the be all and end all, but I think the natural tendencies of human beings, this is the norm, we'll say. And to disrupt that, I think that's probably why there's so many people that are amazing but single, because they're not interacting the way that nature has been intending them to. And maybe it's a shift, maybe we're all evolving and changing into something different and something new, so that's something, but it isn't helping people get together. It isn't making it work. I know more people that are single at 40 than I knew that were single at like 20, right?
And my problem with the situation is I've done it. Like, I've pursued men, but you have to, like, it takes a certain male person to accept the pursuit. And then it's like, once you do that, it's like you're always the pursuer. So you're always setting up the dates. You're always, where are we doing? How is this relationship going? What do you want? Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Well, it's from my experience, it just doesn't work. Like, I remember this people might get mad at me for saying this, but I remember I was like gonna go on a date with somebody, and he was like, "Oh, I never pay for the first date with a woman. Like I would never, like, I don't. We always split. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'll go on a date with you and I'll split it. But that would just, to me, mean that you're not interested in me. Like, that's just like how I would gauge it. Like, if you were interested in me, you would want to impress me to a certain extent, and like, like if there was a vibe there, like if you maybe pay half, I would do it gladly, because I'm always going to come out with like money. I'm going to be able to pay for my portion, but it would just say that I was being friend zoned. And he got so mad at me for saying that. And I was like, he's like, well, what am I supposed to be spending all this money on all these people? I'm like, no, not at all. But if you feel like you have a connection with somebody and you want to pursue them in a dating fashion, for me, if you make me pay for half, that means that you're not interested in me in that way.
Right.
That's my guy. I don't know how we got here, but
how did we're talking about here? The unnatural order of what is going on this show right now.
What is Dan saying here? Oh, right. We said that one. Do you think that Andrew looks like Curtis from season 5?
Not really, but Amber just held a Twitter Spaces talking about
this season, Amber, or season 5 Amber?
Season 5 Amber, sorry. Just had a Twitter Spaces and she was talking about this episode that aired today, so episode 2, and she was like that Davide is like the Italian version of her Greg. And I was like, actually, I do see that.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him like that now.
Yeah.
Interesting that she thinks that. Yeah. I think that Paige said something about the Crocs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was Paige. Paige said something about the Crocs, and India was like, "No, I like the Crocs," but she was saying stuff about his shorts prior to that. I don't know, man.
We're gonna have a problem here. Okay, so next up is Andrew. We started talking about it a little bit. He's 27. He's from Guernsey. He's a real estate agent from Dublin. And he gets partnered up with Tasha. So Tasha is the blonde woman that was born deaf. So, yeah. I mean, they aesthetically look good together. It just, what I don't like about this new twist, we're just going to just be hating on this twist this whole episode, but is I want to see who people are interested in, like who they would step forward for, who like maybe they're like, oh, going back and forth. Who are they waiting out for on somebody? Like, I want to see that dynamic. I understand people might be offended and hurt if they don't get picked and nobody steps forward. So I get that maybe they're trying to mitigate that. Cool. But I am interested in seeing who people naturally want to be with. That's interesting to me. It's human behavior, human dynamics, attraction. That's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's just taking that away completely. Next up is Luca. Luca Bish, he sells fish. He's 23 years old from Brighton. Yeah, he gets paired up with Paige, and they look fine together. They look decent, but I don't know if they like each other because they were just match made.
Yeah.
Like, do we even know if they're like signs match?
This I just feel like like because somebody's like, oh well, I feel it like they tried to do it like a married at first sight. I said, yeah, but married at first sight, they do it based on like your astrology. This is what you want. That is what you want. These people voted, oh, let's put the two pretty people together. And that's not working. It's not working.
I don't think it's gonna work at all. Especially since we'll get to it, but after episode 2, I thought it was gonna be the beginning of a recoupling. You know what I mean? Like then, but I guess they're gonna all stay together in a couple that they don't really want to be with for the week and then do a recoupling. But I did think it was gonna be a recoupling episode 2. So yeah, we do learn when they're having all these different chats that Ikenna likes butts. India and him though don't really have good conversation vibes. I haven't figured out what it is yet, but like it seems to me that India kind of likes maybe the flashier guy, maybe baller, like go to the club, buys the bottles. Like I feel like that she like maybe an athlete, you know what I mean? I feel like that would be more her style of man. And it doesn't seem like Ikenna has that swag that she's looking for. He's nice, he's attractive, but I just don't see the swag.
I like them both separately. I'm not liking the pairing together. But I also feel like they're both approaching this pairing incorrectly. They're not using the pairing to their advantage.
What do you mean?
So I feel like instead of it being like, oh, why doesn't he like me? Or why doesn't she like me? I think they both should be just talking as friends.
Talking to each other?
Yeah. Like, you guys don't know each other. You guys didn't step forward and get paired together and finding out y'all don't like each other. Y'all got paired together based on audience voting for nothing. Just talk to each other. Just find out what y'all are about. And
yeah, just do like 1,000 questions.
Right. I agreed with India on one thing though. When she sat down with him and he asked her what's her type and she refused to give him that answer, I agreed with her. The only reason why she said, so that you could play up to the type, I agreed with her. Like, no, that's not how we're going to do this. Ask about me. What do I like? What, you know what I mean? Like, don't ask my type.
But I wish that she'd answered it maybe with qualities that she appreciates, not necessarily physical attributes. So if she says, I like someone generous, I like someone kind, I like someone that has a really great relationship with their family, I like somebody that really appreciates school, like whatever it is, maybe if she used those attributes, he could definitely see like, oh, I love my family, we really connect there. Oh my goodness, like I would love to have like, 5 children and a big family home, you know what I mean? So if she hadn't have maybe used that as type only, meaning what you look like, I think that they might have been able to go a little bit deeper and connect maybe on certain things that that could be like eye-opening.
Right. I agree with that, except for she's 23. I don't know if she has the verbal capacity to know how to say that.
Right. Almost half my age. God. So Luca and Paige are having a conversation, and I don't know if I'm just being a prude, but like the fact that in their first conversation he's asking her what her favorite sex positions were, I was kind of like, yeah,
y'all didn't step forward for each other and like, oh, I like her, I could sleep with her. That's not what happened there. Why would you ask that question?
It's like they're not even drinking, they're not even joking around. Like it seemed to come out of nowhere, and I'm just like, if I were her, I would have probably been offended and been like, I'm not into you at all.
And then he forgets that answer the next day. Anyway.
Definitely, like, so they're talking about Broken Eagle and oyster. I was like, I understood what the Broken Eagle was. I had no idea whatever the oyster thing that he was talking about. yeah, I was like, I thought it was a very uncomfortable conversation. She handled it really well, not gonna
Yes,
lie.
she did.
But
Yeah,
if that were me, I would have thought it was rude and I probably would have walked away.
yeah. No,
Let's yeah.
I like Paige. I like
She has the
so
best.
far.
Oh, I think her and Tasha have the best personalities so far that I've seen. Like, just
I will
always
say
bubbly.
I like the girls better than all the guys right about now.
Yeah, all the guys put together, definitely. Actually, I like the only woman that I don't particularly enjoy, obviously, is Gemma, and that's just because she's young and she seems very, very closed off and reserved. So
Hmm.
everybody else is actually I would probably hang out with or get to know and have fun with.
Yeah.
Dami and Paige are kind of funny together, having their little conversations. I think Paige does get along with a lot of people. Like, it seems like people like her and have good chats with her. So I wrote down Gemma hates Liam talking about sports conditioning. She was so rude about that, I thought.
I
You
don't.
remember when he's like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And she's like, he's explain. Well, he was being a little bit condescending, be like, "Well, do you know what that is?" And she's like, "Well, like I just didn't ask you, like what?" Like, she was just, they just didn't vibe at all. Because I think he was trying to get into
Did
the
anybody know that her father is famous?
Gemma.
Yeah.
Who's your father?
Oh, apparently her father is some sort of big time footballer or ex
Oh, so
footballer.
that's why she was asking him if she played sports, because then she could say, "Oh, do you know who my dad is?"
Yeah,
Probably
like
because she
so.
did
I don't
ask
know.
him that,
Okay.
and he was offended a little bit because then she kind of came across as, "Oh, do you only want to date guys that are athletes?" And so, but maybe it was just to be able to share that, "Do you know who my father is?" But I'm
Right.
sure they would
Right.
know
Right.
who his father is anyways. So she should have brought it up. So we get to the night portion. We see Tasha talking to the group, and I think she kind of has a little bit of a crush, seemingly, on Luca, who she's not paired up with. She's paired up with Andrew. I would have to say that she seems to vibe better with Luca,
Yes, I agree.
and I'm sure that they're going to get together soon. I definitely like her best with Luca. Her and Andrew, they do kiss episode 2, and it grossed me out. So that means that it's not working.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it grossed her out a little bit too. She was like, "Oh yeah, there
it
was
looked
nothing there."
gross. It
Yeah.
didn't look good at all. India says that she likes Ikenna, but she is shorts. Yes, she does say it. She doesn't like his shorts. Poor guy. And
Which tells
she has
me
also
I think he's a nice guy. Like she keeps saying he's a nice guy. So whatever conversations they are having, he must be coming across as a nice guy.
yeah, he
But
seems nice.
yeah, and to me he does seem nice. I just
Little
feel like
brother
they're
vibes.
yeah, yeah. I think they're trying to
Mm.
force something that's not there.
So Gemma and Luca are chatting, and Luca is trying to make a little bit of joke. His last name is Bish, so he's talking about fish. And Gemma just doesn't even like his last name. I don't like that. I'm just like, banter isn't just shutting down what everybody says, right?
Right, right,
Like,
right.
that's not banter, babe. But then enters Davide, or David, as Ian is going to say 1 million times. He will say it
Nice.
every single time for the rest of the season. It's
And
never going to
that's
let
the
up.
only reason I hope that Davide goes home soon because I'm so tired of them screwing his name up. I can't. Like everybody. What is it? Is it David? Is it David? Like I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness is right. But did anyone order an Italian snack?
No.
Italian Sicilian, an Italian stallion, or a Greek god is what people call him.
Mhm.
Um, and somebody says he looks like a guy out of a rom. Oh, I think it was India, a rom com film.
Mhm.
I think he's handsome, absolutely, but he is not my cup of tea. But okay, if you were to rank
Mhm.
all the guys right now for who you aesthetically are attracted to, how would you rank them?
Dami, Ikenna, Luca probably based on personality, only because he would make me laugh, but he's also Liam, Andrew, and Davide. He's not my type.
Davide the worst.
Yeah, just
Wow.
I'm not into super muscular guys, and he's like not as attractive to me.
Fair.
Like,
I have a
yeah.
similar, well, not similar order, but I would definitely say Dami is the most attractive. I
Hmm.
think I'm not into him, but like I think second for me would be Luca because at least he's like kind of funny, kind of interesting. Like
Hmm.
I didn't like the obviously the sex position right off the bat, but he's still like has a personality. I would be able to get along with them and vibe with them.
Yeah.
Then I think would be Ikenna.
Hmm.
Then I think David A.
Hmm.
Then Andrew, then Luca. No, sorry, Luca, then Liam.
Then Liam. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liam looks too young, and the fact that he doesn't know how to handle Paige, or is her name Gemma? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Gemma is easy to handle, that type of girl. Like,
Yeah.
so basic. So basic, but he's young too. But yeah, he doesn't have the chats for me. So little Liam. So this is the end of the episodes. Episode 2 happens, I think. Or does he no, just kidding. So this is the end of episode 1. They do play truth or well just dare. They're daring a strip tease. It kind of had to suck no, kiss. He ends up
He
sucking.
had to kiss. He had to kiss India's
Yeah.
finger,
Yeah.
and he went full. I mean, I can't hate on it. I really can't.
It was fine. It was fine.
But did
Maybe
you
for a
see that
moment.
Dami seemed to be a little bit? He was like, it said kiss. I think he was a little jealous, but that was funny.
So who did Davide give the striptease to? Everybody? I don't remember. I didn't write it
I
down.
don't even remember.
So Liam is supposed to get a striptease from Gemma, and Gemma doesn't do it. I'm just like,
I'm wondering if it was because of the age factor. She was just like,
maybe.
oh, I'm not going to do certain things. Or it was weird because I'm like, this is Love Island. Like, you know, you're coming on to do that, right?
Absolutely. It's like part of the show, 100%. So and Paige ends up giving Liam the lap dance here. Gemma, though, has dared to kiss somebody, and she kisses David A, and not Liam. And I'm just like, it's fine that you're more interested in David A, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to deal with her slighting Liam, but like going for David A, but not really having any game, and I don't know. We'll see.
I
How I
feel
feel
like
about
we
her.
might end up getting a Alana and oh god, I block his
I
name
see his
out.
face.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, because I don't say his name anymore because I hate him.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
But you know that
Situation.
kind of dynamic where it's like that older guy with the younger girl who just like is so in awe and enamored with him. It doesn't really see that he probably doesn't really like her as much as she likes him. I have a feeling that might happen.
So Dakota says the thing is about the great seasons is that you can feel people's personalities through the screen, and these last couple seasons seem to be a facade where they are concerned about the public's opinion. You're right. And when I first like stumbled onto Love Island, it was season 3, and it was airing, and I was like, what is this? This is amazing. Everybody has these wild personalities. Like, it was so shocking. And then I went back and I watched season 1, season 2, and then since then I've been watching it as it aired. And season 5 is still probably the pinnacle of personalities and love and drama and friendships lasting outside of the villa. And it was such an amazing season. But it's because they had people that have amazing personalities, and they were also in the villa with people that they were attracted to. Like,
right. And Amber she said the difference with her season, she feels like, compared to every season that's come after her since, is her season,
Caroline?
they didn't take, no, well, but her season, they didn't take things so seriously. And even though there's fights and arguments, but she's like, they went in to have a good time, and that's what happened, rather than, oh my God, this is the end all be all and everybody has to like me. And she's like, she feels like that's what's been lost since, and I can see that. I can definitely see that.
And Dakota's also saying that he's right. The only thing that we know about Davide is that he's Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said he's family oriented. I think so.
I don't
That's all
know.
I know.
I think he wants to have, he said he was looking for a family, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I don't know nothing about most of these men.
They're so boring. All the guys don't look the best this season. Yeah, like, I know I'm getting older, so everybody's too young for me to actually like be interested in.
Same.
But like, I would love for there to be somebody that I'm like, oh, he's so handsome. If he was like, if I was 20 years younger, I'd have such a crush on. I would like to have somebody like that, maybe. But I don't know if it's just because they don't exist or they just don't cast people that I would find to be good looking. Oh my God, did y'all see David's Bald in the Morning episode 2? I was watching it on Twitch and I saw people talking about it in the chat.
In the chat?
But I did not notice the bulge because I was watching it I watched it after, I didn't watch it live, so I was watching it on 1.5 speed. And so,
Right.
or maybe even 2 speed. And so like I didn't want to go back and rewind it, so I didn't see it, but I saw it in the chat. People were talking about it.
Oh,
how
Lord.
was the bulge? Tell me about the bulge. This is so we can get to know Davide. Does he have a birthmark? A birthmark to go against Dami's birthmark. Davide looks like Adam Collard from season 4. Yes, agreed. 1,000,000%.
I've never watched season 4. I've never watched.
Season 4 is good.
I never watched 1 to 4.
Season 4 is good. Season 4 is better than 6 or 7. Season 3 and 4 are better than 6 and 7. Even 2 I really like, but they did have Casa More. I think Casa More started season 3 if I'm not mistaken. So 3 and 4 is better than 6 and 7. 100%. So do it. Watch it. And I know exactly who you're talking about. And that's another person that was really young, but he looked older and like he still knows how to get girls. Like there's, I don't know, there's something.
But that's the thing too, even with Tommy Fury, he looked older. He did not look 19.
No, not 19 at all. So any other dares? Oh, Dami sucks Amber's toe. Why do they always make the black man suck the toe? But like actually though, I really think that it's always the black guy. I could be wrong. I don't know if that's the thing, but we do see Tasha and Amber have a little smoochy smooch. I thought they would maybe play up that a little bit more, a little bi-curiousness, but they didn't at all. And then after the game, the boys chat and the girls chat, and all I wrote down for the chats were poor Liam, because Liam is talking with the lads about Gemma, and they're like, just give it a chance. And I'm like, you have no shot, Liam. None.
Yeah. No.
You don't have game, and she's not into you. It's just not going to work.
No.
So we learned at the end of the episode, well, David and Paige are talking, and he gets a text. And so in 24 hours, he is going to get to choose to hook up with any of the Islander that he chooses. So we knew that was coming. There's always the bombshell that comes in, first episode in season 3 of the US. 3 or 2? I forget which season. Are we on season 5 this year or 4?
We're on season 4. this year
Okay.
for
So
US.
season 2, like that was Johnny was the
Yes.
bombshell.
Yep.
Who was it season 3? Oh, it was
Cinco and
Will,
Will.
Cinco
Good
and
bombshells.
Will.
Good
Cinco and Will
bombshells.
are good
Yeah, yeah,
bombshells.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Um, who was it last season of the UK? It was a girl, I think.
It wasn't Chloe. Was it Liam?
Chloe was after. Oh my
Was
gosh,
it
I don't even
Liam?
remember these people. I don't remember who Liam is.
Liam's the one that won with Millie.
Oh, he was a bombshell? I
Yeah,
guess so.
apparently they were both bombshells.
I didn't even know.
That first week is a blur.
I don't remember at all.
I don't
I do
remember most
not.
of it.
So episode 2 comes around, and it's all about Davide choosing people to go chat with. And I was offended for the fact that he had multiple conversations with all the white women, and he did not have one conversation with either India or Amber. And that really put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, especially
Absolutely.
since I know that Italian men like black women. Some,
Absolutely.
anyways.
So either he
And
had those conversations and they chose to edit it out, which pisses me off, or he didn't have those conversations
which
and chose
pisses you
not
off.
to talk to those two women, which pisses me off. Either way, I'm pissed
Like,
off about it.
We see it in Hollywood even all the time. Like Zoe Saldana, she's married to an Italian man.
Right.
We know like Al Pacino is married to a black woman. Like those are just two, but I know for a fact
Wasn't
that
Robert De Niro married to a black woman?
is that what I said? Did I say I meant to say Robert De Niro, I think, not Al
I think it's
Pacino. They're
Robert
the
De
same
Niro.
person to me.
Yeah.
They are the exact same person to me.
Yeah.
But you are correct.
Yeah.
I don't wait. Who's who? Right now. But
you can't ask me movies.
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yes.
But
yeah.
Italian men, like when I was in Italy, like people were big fans of me. And so the fact that they didn't show it, or he particularly wasn't interested, like kind of was upsetting for me, because it's like, again, you're bringing in these bombshells that are not going to have a shot at, or people that are in the cast are not going to have a shot at love with this bombshell.
Right.
And they're in couplings that. Go ahead.
I was going to say that was the one thing I did appreciate about Will and Cinco being the bombshells for season 3, was because
they're both diverse.
They both diverse, and they were both into pulling the diverse cast that was given to them rather than pulling just the white women. So it was very upsetting to me, because I saw the first look today and I was like, so they're showing, is it that they just cut out showing us that he talked to those women, or that he didn't talk to them? And then we get to the episode and we didn't see one conversation between him and those two. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with it.
That's not good. But not Gemma and him have a conversation, and she wants to be number 1, not number 2.
Right.
I'm just like, okay. I mean, he's probably going to pick you because you're beautiful.
Right.
And that's all that seems like it matters at this point. So yeah. So we see Tasha and Luca having a conversation. I think that they do have good chemistry. I do feel like they're going to get together soon. She seems giddy after she has conversations with him. And so I like them as a couple. So I'm plussing this interaction, and hopefully that works out for them. And then I wrote, man, Gemma's body language with Liam. It's just like, and then they're having a conversation. So Gemma's talking to Liam and be like telling him about how she's attracted to Davide, and like that he's telling her how attracted he is to her. And I was just like, she just said that she's not into you and she's into another guy, and you're gonna tell her that you're into her still. It's just like, get the clue, Liam. She's not into you. Like, just like abort mission, like try something else. A person that acts like her, I think, needs to have a taste of like, people are not all just like dying to be with her, like she just like, she's not that great so far. She's beautiful, but like she hasn't shown me anything else,
and that's what I'm saying. And to be fair, I'm comparing the Alana and Yemen situation to this one, and not because I'm saying that
Hey man, you
Alana
remembered
was.
his name. Did you look it
Yeah,
up?
I looked it up because I block his name out. I don't say it. It's he who shall not be named. But Alana was the sweetest little, like, she was so sweet, but she could not see the forest for the trees for that man. Like, he was clearly stringing her along, and then dumped her the minute some beautiful bombshell walked in. And I can definitely, with Gemma, I could definitely see that, because if she continues to be, to show her age, in my opinion, because a lot of that is like a little bit of like that young insecurity that I gotta be number one. This is not a show about you being number one right off the bat. This is about getting to know each other and seeing if you guys fit. um I think she's throwing herself too much at him, and she's not making him work for it, and I don't think it's going to play well for her.
Ooh, Jessica says Bravo had a whole show about Black women going
They
to
did.
Italy to be matched with Italian men because they are known to like Black women.
Yeah,
What's
they did.
the
I never
show?
watched it. I would have to look it up, but I never got to watch it. But I do remember that show, because I was like, "Oh, that is such a good idea." I think I was still married at the time, though. So,
Well, I want to, like, they should make a reboot for people 40 plus. I'll go.
right, I'll go. Shoot, nothing else to do.
Oh, and he does not like Black girls. That's all. Really? Do we know that for sure though?
Or is that
We haven't.
just based on?
Yeah, we'll find out. Well, I'm sure we'll find out with a little bit, anyways. We can look at his Instagram. We'll be able to tell. I'm sure. So Luca and Paige do have a conversation before bed. He likes
It's called
Paige.
Rome for Love. It was called Rome for
Cute.
Love in
Cute. That's a cute name.
2019. Yeah, I like it.
Rome for Love. Gonna look that up. Maybe I'll do like a
Mhm.
rewatch on Watch Party on Twitch or something.
Which, let me know,
Fun.
because I'll definitely watch it. That's I never got to watch it when it came out.
Yeah,
I
like maybe we could do
definitely
like
was.
just like a marathon and just like watch the whole thing together on like
Yeah,
the weekend or something, whenever you're
yeah,
free.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have to find out where it is though. What channel?
It was Bravo, so it might be
Oh,
on
Bravo.
Peacock or Paramount. Depends
I'll
on
look it
who
up.
is the thing.
So yes, they talk about having their bedtime chat and about the fact that Paige, her feet gets cold, so she wears socks to bed. It was cute little banter. It seems like Paige might like Luca a little bit. I don't know if she realizes right now that she might be losing the Luca battle to Tasha, but we'll
Right.
see what happens at the next coupling. So it's bedtime. But the next morning, the women are in the bed chatting, which is interesting because we're used to the women going up to the little lookout to chat in the morning, and the men usually stay and chat in the bedroom, or they go up and make breakfast. There's both scenarios.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of just all talking about how, like, who they don't like. It's pretty basic because nobody actually really likes anybody. We see India kind of being like, yeah, he's a nice guy. And Paige is like, yeah, he's a nice guy. And like, I like him a little bit more now. And we have a little bit more banter. So I guess they're warming up to these people, but it didn't seem like anybody was actually, go ahead.
I have a theory about about that situation. I feel like India likes Dami. And we saw she did pull him during the game to kiss him. I think she's worried about that Amber, because Amber keeps saying, "Oh, I think I like him, but I'm not getting anything." I think she's worried about stepping on Amber's toes and going after Dami. With Amber, I'm not sure if she likes Dami, or like she says she's into personality. I just don't think she thinks she has any other options, because she also keeps pushing Ikenna on India. Also, if you really think about it, she keeps saying, "Oh, I just don't want you to, not be open to it." My whole thing is, if you think he's so great, why don't you go after Ikenna?
I mean, I don't see that coupling at all. I think that out of everybody that's left in the villa, I think that Amber likes Dami the best, but I don't think that she's that into him. But I don't think would want to give him up for anybody that's currently in the villa. So she
Right.
also might use him as a placeholder until potentially someone else comes along. And I hate to break it to Amber that I don't know if somebody is going to come along for her.
I'm
But
worried for her. I'm worried based on what they previewed at the end of this episode too. I'm worried for her, actually, her in particular, because I think that Dammy and India could probably have a go at something. I don't know if he's necessarily into Amber.
yeesh, yeesh, yeesh. What happens next here? So, where am I? Okay, so yeah, Andrew is worried about Tasha, like a little bit, like all the guys, everybody's just kind of worried about the girls that they're with because they don't know them that well and they didn't step forward for, like, it's just, I set off a weird dynamic that people don't actually know if they like each other. Before, like, it would be like, ooh, like, I'm attracted to you, like, let's see if this works, and if it doesn't work, then things shift and change. But now it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm attracted to you, so let's see if things work. It's just, I don't know, it's off in my books. Tasha chats again with Luca. She definitely likes him. As I said already, I really like this pairing. But Andrew was worried about Tasha talking to Davide because he is interested in her, which is not going to happen. I wouldn't learn anything about him either. I don't remember what he looks like.
He was only asking who, Davide or Andrew?
Andrew.
Oh, I was talking about Davide.
Oh, we can talk about Davide. It's fine.
All of his questions were nothing about him. It was to every girl. Do you like me? Am I your type? Do you like me? Am I your type? Do you like me? Am I your type? I'm like, what the hell kind of conversations are these?
I'd be like, no, you're boring. Make me laugh. like,
but I agree. We don't know anything about Andrew either. But supposedly Paige likes him.
Okay, if Paige likes him, then that's gonna work because, like, then they can swap partners.
Right. Which that's what they said.
So we see Davide talking to Gemma again, and I was like, if you're already talking to Gemma again, and you haven't talked, from what I've seen, to India or Amber, I'm like, you're choosing Gemma for sure.
Right.
I mean, Gemma is very, 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 very pretty.
Right.
So I understand aesthetically that he might want to be paired up with her. They look beautiful together, but if we're looking for a lifelong partner, it just, like, she hasn't shown that to me at all. And that's what I wrote down. I guess India and Amber aren't in the running for getting chosen by Mr. Davide. Yes. Okay, so we have our first challenge of the season. And so this is a very typical Love Island challenge where we're talking about people's baggage, and they have their baggage coming through the conveyor belt of something that has happened in their sex life or their dating life, and they had to guess and kiss which of the Islanders this referred to. So did any of them stand out to you, or that you thought was funny, or that you liked?
Nothing stands out to me. Yeah, nothing stands out to me except for that I definitely guessed India's and Amber's. I guess theirs right when they happen.
So India's was, wait, hold on. India's, let me think. Amber's was Broken Eagle.
Yeah. Was she the
no, that was Paige. No, sorry. Amber's was, fell out of the bed having sex.
Yes. And I was like, that was definitely Amber. And then I had guessed India's, which I can't think of right now. We all knew Dammy's because he keeps talking about it.
India's was changed her number like after, like, going on a date or something like that.
Yeah. And Dammy's, he keeps talking about it. So episode 2, he's already bringing it up again.
Right?
Yeah. And so we did that one. That was funny. But we see Ikenna. Who did Ikenna pull to kiss? It was Tasha.
Ikenna pulled Paige, I believe.
I thought it was
that was for the fell out of the bed. So Ikenna, I mean, that's what I wrote down. Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
I thought it was blonde. I thought the person was blonde because Because that. Oh, you're on mute.
Maybe I'm mixing people up.
Yeah. So I was like, I think that's more of his. I really think his more of his type is a little either racially ambiguous or blonde, but that's just my opinion.
Yep. How's this microphone? Because my other microphone just stopped connecting for some reason. Can you hear me still?
You're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, none of them were that exciting. Did Gemma even get a question? She was definitely not an answer to anything. I don't think she got a question.
They probably just didn't show us hers. They didn't seem to show us a few, because I don't think they showed Ikenna's either. It was
true,
it was
but
weird.
like, yeah. So Gemma was picked by Liam, but the answer was Paige, and that was it.
Yeah. So I don't know if she didn't have one or they just didn't show us. I just feel like they're kind of protecting this girl in some way because of her age, because of her father. Somebody mentioned on Twitter that they might try to keep her just because of who her father is. We'll see. I don't know.
It's definitely a possibility that her status is what's got her on the show, and then might be what keeps her on the show for a long time. Like, she got picked by the guy that she wanted. Like, who else gets picked by the guy that they want? You know, if they weren't trying to, you know, keep a fan favorite, their presumed fan favorite.
Right.
So after the challenge, obviously nobody wins or loses really, just kind of silly games. Tasha talks about how she's feeling something for Luca in the kiss that they had. And so I was like, that's good. I'm into this coupling for sure. I don't know what I wrote about India, but then they're getting ready for the night portion. And this is where we're going to have Davide make his big decision. So did you think that Davide was going to choose anybody other than Paige or other than Gemma?
No.
Me neither.
Not at all.
Me neither.
Not at all.
Me neither. So we do hear, though, that we do see Tasha and Andrew have a kiss. So they're sitting beside each other, and he's like, can we, like, replay the kiss that we had? And she's like, oh, you want to? And it's, like, awkward. And then they kiss, and it was just like and he's like, oh, it was a good kiss. And she's like, too much tongue. I was just like, it didn't look good.
I don't know, man. I feel so bad for some of these people. I don't know what's going to happen.
Me neither. So yeah, let's just get to the end of the night. So it's not a full-on recoupling ceremony, but Davide does make his decision. There was no suspense, so I thought they usually drag it out way longer. But he's like, Gemma. And so Gemma and him are going to be coupled up, which means that bling bling, Liam is now single. And if he doesn't have a partner after the next recoupling ceremony, he may be dumped from the island. But we learn that two more women are going to be coming into the villa, and neither of them I feel are going to be a match for the men that are left in the villa.
I think, oh God, did you write down the names of the girls? The first one.
Oh shoot. No, I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't. Whoever that first girl is, I think might be able to pull Ikenna.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But other than that, I agree. The second girl, she looks like Paige. She looks like Gemma. Unless she has the greatest personality in the world, I don't see her staying.
Right. I mean, I also feel like both of those women are just a little more sophisticated than the men that we have. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of similar to last season as well. We're just kind of like, the men are kind of like weak, and then all these amazing women are coming through, and they don't have anybody to partner up with because like the guys they're choosing are in my opinion not catches. So
So I'm not seeing, but I am worried for Amber because if it doesn't play out right, I'm like, if India goes after Dami and he is receptive to it, she may be one of the odd women out. So she got to get it together. In my opinion, she's got to get it together.
She does. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's the beginning. I do think it's a little bit more interesting than last season. I'm not sure why, but it does seem a little bit better. I do not like the new twist so far, as we talked about already. I'm hopeful that maybe we'll get some guys in that might be decent. Like, are they saving the good guys for later? Like, where are they? So hopefully they have some good guys that are coming in for some of these women that are going to be single. They're going to be single. There's going to be so many women that are not really interested in the guys that they're with in the villa.
Yeah. It's just concerning. It's just concerning.
I know it is. Definitely. So what else do we have here? Hold on. Oh my God, Tamika and was at 2 with Amber. I think that she wants India to stay with Ikenna, so India won't go after Dami and he might be left single. I mean, I didn't think about this before, but like now that you guys are both mentioning it, I'm going to start watching out for that for sure. Yes, I agree. The only chemistry that we've seen is between Tasha and Luca, 100%.
I agree.
I don't know if Amber's a good fit, which sucks. I know. I was disappointed in Luca that he didn't remember the broken eagle. Yeah, he should have remembered that. I think he was just doing that to like, I don't know why he was playing that game, but like he should have remembered that. That was really dumb.
Very dumb.
And maybe he was saying, maybe that was his side. Like maybe he was trying to be obvious about not being that into her, because if you're into somebody and you wanted to sleep with them and you're talking about sex positions and stuff like that, you would remember conversation.
This is true. And this is good point.
If you remember that conversation, but you didn't want them to be thinking of you in a sexual way, you would just maybe forget that. So maybe that's his subtle way of letting Paige know that he's interested in Tasha.
Yeah.
Ikenna pulled Paige because I remember Paige said that the kiss was just okay. Tasha kissed Dami.
Okay. Yeah. And neither of them discussed it afterwards that we saw. So that should tell they into black guys.
So Dan says the only one that I got right from the challenge was Davi's heart on his. Do you guys think that Davide will turn his head for the 2 girls that enter? I think that he is going to enjoy if people are approaching him. I think that he will let people talk to him. So yes, I do. I don't think that Paige has enough substance Gemma has enough substance right now to hold him. Right. It seems that she's a pretty girl. And if someone's a pretty girl and has banter, maybe she'll come in and can speak Italian. Like if she has a little bit of more pizzazz, I can see him easily having his head turned. The 2 girls' names were Afia and, oh my God, I'm not wearing glasses. What's the second one? Will you say it?
Ekin-su.
Ekin-su.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's Afia that I think could be a good match with Ikenna. I definitely think that people are going to try to put them together on the app because they could vote. And you could only choose one. And so I definitely, and then maybe they'll put who's the odd man out? Liam with Ekin-su. I can definitely see that.
You think they're going to pair up Liam? Okay. I mean, he definitely is getting a rough shake here, but
yeah, I think they will feel sorry for him and give him somebody.
But like, I see him more so with someone like, what was her name from Liberty from last season? You know what I mean? Like gorgeous, but just still a little bit young, but bubbly. Like I feel like he would be with somebody more like her than somebody that's like an
He probably would have done better on last season at this point, but yeah, I can see that.
That's facts. Davide and Gemma are not compatible. Their whole chat felt like a business proposition. Yeah, she just kind of drills questions at people. She doesn't wait to have like a vibe or an energy.
Yeah, no.
All he did was just kept asking what he thought his looks and not anything else that is influential for a relationship. Absolutely.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
So what are we going to talk about the Bachelorette men? I don't know yet. We will though. We will. Things are ramping up. So that's it for this episode 1 and 2 of Love Island. I'm not sure when we're going to come back on, if we're going to do every day or maybe do every 2 days and do 2 episodes. That might be a little bit more manageable. So we're going to just discuss afterwards as to what will be best way to tackle the rest of the season. And then I'll figure out what we're doing about the Bachelor season. I'm not sure if Tamika's going to do that with me or somebody else wants to. I'm not sure. But things are getting wild here on Reality Realness and Entertainment in Color. And thank you, Tamika, for coming on with me today, and everybody here in the chat for being so vocal and watching this season. If you are having trouble finding it and you're in the States or Canada, message either one of us on Instagram and we will give you a way to access watching the episodes on Twitch. So let us know that. Tamika, let the people know what you have going on right now.
So as you see, I'm back on YouTube. I've been taking a break from doing content, but you guys, after this, in about an hour, hi, who's that?
I don't know. Your people.
In about an hour, I'll be on Clubhouse. So if you guys want to discuss, we're going to discuss episode 2. We discussed episode 1 last night. So join the Entertainment in Color group club on Clubhouse, and follow me on all socials at Entertainment in Color. I'm going to be doing a variety of things this summer. I'll be definitely back here with Chantel. I think next month, July 19th, is Love Island USA.
Oh my gosh. And we're only going to be 6 weeks in. I heard that it's going to be a longer season. Boy.
Yeah. So definitely that's going to be a longer season. And, so we're going to get this content out, guys. So
Summer of Love.
Follow me. Yeah. Summer of Love.
But we'll see if either of us are in a love relationship at the end of the summer. If we just talk about relationships, or if we are able to align with one for ourselves as well.
We definitely need to pull some men for some chats, because this is not working.
Yeah, so if you know anybody that is 40 plus that is looking for a relationship with two amazingly
I'll take 35 plus.
35 is a bit young, but like, okay, 30. We'll start at 35. I prefer older personally, but we don't want to discriminate completely. So yeah, send them our way. Maybe we'll do a dating show where like we have some chats with some men that you guys suggest for us. So send some hotties our way. For me, I usually will work best with anybody that's an air or fire sign, and Tamika with earth or water sign. So that is good that we will not be fighting over the same men, because our signs do not vibe with the same people. So send away, please.
Thank God. Yeah.
You know what? Yes, thank God, because that occupied all of my time. I watched pretty much every single bit of that trial. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Tamika. Make sure you follow Tamika on all of her socials at Entertainment in Color. Make sure you follow us here at Reality Realness with 3 S's on all socials as well. Like this video if you're watching it after. And please let us know if you think that Amber will have a shot at finding love this season, and do you think that she will make it to the finale? What do you think? I think Amber is freaking gorgeous, and the fact that we don't know if she is going to find somebody to get to the end of the season with, I think that's a problem. So I want to know what you think. Do you think that she has a chance, or do you think that we're just being cynical and not trusting the process? So let us know, everybody. We will see you shortly. Bye.
Bye.